going to work on solving word problems. And we are going to use the cubes method to solve those word problems. So first we're going to read the question. It says a new 1-year membership at RecPlex costs $160. The registration fee of $28 is paid upfront and the rest is paid monthly. How much do new members pay each month? So when we're using the cubes method, the C in cubes stands for circle the key numbers. So we're going to circle 160, 28, and I'm going to circle monthly because it does stand for 12 months. The U in cubes stands for underlining the key vocabulary. So key math vocabulary is a cost, is going to be your total, so that's going to be your equal sign. Fee is going to be a flat rate fee up front. So the and here is going to stand for addition. And your monthly also stands for multiplication. Then we're going to B box in the question, how much do new members pay each month? And eliminate any unnecessary information. In this case, we do not have any unnecessary information. The first step is to identify your variable. The variable is what you don't know. We do not know the payments. So payments is going to be our variable, so I'm going to use P as my variable. Next, we have to determine the constant. In this case, the fee is your constant because that's a one-time payment that you have to make. So the $28 is your constant. Then we determine the rate. When we're looking for a rate, we're looking for the words each, per, or something that repeats. In this case, those monthly payments are a repeated payment, so that is our rate. Our rate is 12. So when we are looking for an equation, a lot of times our equation is set up where we have our rate, and then we have our constant, I can spell, I'm sorry for that. Let's try again. Constant and equals our total. This is not for every equation or every word problem, but a lot of word problems are set up in this format. So for this one, we have to identify our rate, which was 12 and 12 per month. So there was 12 payments, so 12P is our rate. And then our constant, we said, was 28. And our total was 160. Now we have to go through and we're going to solve our equation. And our equation comes out to that 12P plus 28 equals 160. I'm going to subtract 12P from both sides. I'm sorry, I'm just going to subtract the 28 from both sides. And leaving me with 12P equals 132. Finally, I'm going to divide by 12, and I get P equals 11. So that means each new member paid $11 per month. So we defined our variable, our constant, our rate of change, wrote the equation, and solved to answer the question. We're going to do one more example. Looking at letter B. One cell phone company charges $35 a month for a phone service plus 50 cents for each text message. How many text messages does one send in a month if his bill costs $52? So first we're going to circle our numbers. We have our 35, our 50 cents, and our $52. Now we're going to underline our math vocabulary, so that's a charge. That's that one-time charge. Each, that's the key for our rate. So for each text message, and we know our total is going to tell us our total. So each is multiplication, and then that charge is going to be your constant there. So now let's define our variable. We have to box in our question of how many text messages we are going to do and eliminate unnecessary information. There's not a whole lot of unnecessary information here, so we're going to leave that alone. Now I have to define the variable, and the variable is our text messages. That's what we don't know. So text, so I'm going to use T as my variable. And now I need to determine my constant, and my constant is going to be my $35, because that's the charge that you're going to get at the beginning of each month, no matter how many texts you send. And our rate is each text message. So that's going to be our 0.50. So each text message is our 50 cents. To write the equation, we follow that formula, rate plus constant equals total. So our rate is 0.50 T, that's 50 text messages, plus our constant, you have to pay the $35 no matter what, equals the total of $52. Finally, we solve, and we're going to subtract 35 from both sides. And we get 17. Bring down your 0.50. Don't forget that decimal. And then finally, we're going to divide the 17 into 50 cents. And we get T equals 34. So that means that he sent 34 text messages in 1 month. So your process is to use the cubes method, cubes, C-U-B-E. Circle, underline, box, eliminate, to identify the word problem. Then you define your variable, your constant, your rate, and write your equation.
And I have